Well, the Pilsen neighborhood is known for its string of businesses along 18th Street that continue to showcase the culture in that community. The pandemic, though, left many of them struggling, but now there's an effort to try and help with a brand new Chamber of Commerce. Miguel Torres, one of the founders of the Pilsen Chamber of Commerce, as well as a business owner there, is joining us to talk a little bit about what they're going to be doing. Welcome. Thank you for coming in.
Well, thank you for having us.
This is a great topic because I actually would have thought that Pilsen already had a Chamber of Commerce. That's not the case. Why are you bringing one in now?
Well, there's an opportunity for during the pandemic, right, where a lot of our small businesses didn't get a lot of the resources, right, that were available to us on a governmental level. And as a small business owner within the neighborhood, and along with the other individuals that are in the chamber, we saw an opportunity in as far as resources that are needed within the neighborhood.
Yeah, and we talked a little bit about this yesterday, that I don't think people realize that Pilsen, just that little community, has 1,400 registered businesses. So the help and the resources are definitely needed there. How is the chamber going to be able to help? So how will you be working with some of these business owners?
Well, I think it starts with information. Right, and being able to, and in a neighborhood where there's still a dual language opportunity to be able to make some of the resources available in bilingual, right, to start. At the same time, delivering information that's available to us, whether on a governmental level, on a local level, but just being a resource to the small business owners.
And that's where you were finding a little bit of a disconnect, where maybe the resources were there, but people, because of the language barrier, couldn't tap into them.
That is correct. Yeah, even during the time of the pandemic, you know, myself as a business owner, I was able to help a lot of the small businesses get some information.
Okay. How is Pilsen doing coming out of the pandemic? I know that a number of those businesses had to shut down because they just couldn't make ends meet. Are you noticing that many of them are coming back? Is there a return to sort of the brick and mortar stores that we've seen in the past?
Yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful thing, right? The pandemic was an eye-opening experience for either small businesses or the neighborhood as a whole, but definitely are seeing businesses coming into the neighborhood, and it's excited, but we're also excited to be a resource to them as they are opening or trying to reopen as well.
Much more to come. And then they're telling me that a lot of the businesses that are opening, the funny thing is that they're like teenagers or 20-year-olds who want to be entrepreneurs, and so that's where you're seeing the biggest growth. Talk to me about that and the types of businesses that they're opening up.
Yeah, well, that's a beautiful thing, right? Our youth are now starting to become, you know, a little bit more, I guess, entrepreneur spirited. And during the pandemic, they were forced, some of them, to open up and figure out a way to kind of survive on their own. So they've converted themselves into their own corporations, right? There's individuals like the kid from Pilsen that started his own photography, filming business.
And he started his own business.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
Correct.
Very cool. All right. So people can get more information about the Pilsen Chamber of Commerce if they're interested, if they want to tap into some of these resources. PilsenChamberofCommerce.org. Miguel Torres, thank you so much for joining us today. We so appreciate your time.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. And by the way,